Hey guys, Kakarot197 again, this time with a review of the 1/144 scale high-grade remastered Buster Gundam. Also, with a bit of Christmas spirit. So, the remaster models. Pretty much, this is identical to the old one released in 2002, I think, with the exception of a bit of an upgraded color scheme. Included stickers and a connection part for an action base. So, have you figured out which one of these two is a remastered one? Well, if you picked the one on the right, then you were right. So, the major differences between these two being the yellow on the remastered one, well, the sandy brown yellowish, is a bit more pale on the remastered one. And I actually think that this is less anime accurate. Or perhaps they're going to change the color of the Buster in the remastered anime. Other differences, well, one major difference is the gray on the original one is just, well, plain gray. While the gray on the newer one is like a plated, more metallic-ish color. It looks really nice, but the problem is that there are like some, I don't know, inconsistencies in the painting. Like when I pointed out with my Z.A.F.T review, kind of like when you put some milk in coffee that it like makes foggy and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of a downer. And also, let's see, some nub marks, because this is kind of like a chrome plated kit. Nub marks do kind of stand out, like the black here, stuff like that, the black here. It's not a big deal because it's black on gray, but it still kind of shows. And of course the original one wasn't meant to be like a plated kit, so they didn't really make an effort to hide the nub marks. And that's pretty much all the difference in color between the two. I think that the orange might be a bit darker on the remastered one, but that might just be me trying to find a difference. The green looks pretty much identical. So let's put the old one out of the way and focus on the remastered one. So for stickers, this guy of course comes with the standard eye stickers. Also these two orange pieces on his cheeks, I suppose, are also stickers. And a sticker here and here on the lower part of the shoulder armor. The other side should also be gray, but they didn't give you a sticker for that, which is, I don't know, kind of cheap, especially if you compare it with the Ale Strike Gundam, which got a lot of stickers. I mean, the sticker sheet was at least 3 times as big as a sticker sheet for this guy. So they could have easily given us the stickers for the other side, but they didn't. Also, one you might not be able to see is a green one behind this, yeah, I don't know what to call it. This, weird crystal thing. So yeah, there's a green one behind that. Yeah, first of all, I should point out that, as I said before, this is pretty much just a re-release of the antique one from 2002. So don't be expecting anything whopping in terms of articulation. Head goes up and down, and I have to say, for a seat kit of that time, that was pretty nice. Head turns around all the way. Actually, in terms of head movement, the thing is really nice. The arms go up by that far. This little flap moves up, so the arm can go up further. We'll turn around. We'll have to move it around a little bit because of these big beam cannons on his back. We'll turn around. Below the shoulder, it's a bit stiff. I want to make sure I don't break anything. Ugh. So yeah, this piece also moves. I should point out that it's not on a peg or anything. It's pretty much just plastic running against plastic. Like these two pegs are in these two holes here. So just flap open and it stays in with friction. The elbow one joint goes up about 90 degrees, and the hand will wiggle. Now, waist articulation. Yeah, depends on how you want to look at it. Technically, there isn't any waist articulation because of these cannons in the back. They're connected here and connected to the backpack, so there's no movement there unless you disconnect them when you want to, for example, have them in a shooting position. Then there's somewhat of a movement, but it won't go around all the way unless you like pull it out in a ridiculous amount. Now, front skirts are molded together but can be separated. Leg goes out about that far, goes out a lot. Like, that's really nice. The unfortunate part is the feet don't move enough to make it flat, but still, it's a really nice feature. And also turns around below the hip, and this is, I think, only the Buster and the Aegis do this from the C-line, that is. So from the C-line, this is without a doubt the most articulated machine out there, well, with the exception of the waistband, that is. Knee is double jointed, still not a whopping amount, but yeah, this is a 2002 model, I believe, so yeah. What more can you expect, of course? Feet will side to side, to the back, quite nice, and to the front, also really nice. Of course, the armor here will move up and down. Now, of course, for the Buster's main event, of course, his big cannons. The one on the right being kind of a shotgun. So they're articulated, well, this one is on a ball joint, but I should point out, I've had my other Buster for a long time, and I've posed them quite a lot, and now these ball joints get extremely loose really quickly, really. So yeah, be careful about that. They're not gonna pop off or anything, but when you have them like stored here, they will flap around all over the place. So perhaps in a more dynamic pose, that could be a bit of a problem. Also, this here is just, all of this is just pure plastic rubbing against plastic. They also have, on my old Buster, this part is extremely loose, so they will go out with just a little bit of force applied. So be careful, because these joints will run out pretty quickly. And they're not all that sturdy to begin with. So there's articulation here, here, and it will turn around here. What you have to do is bring it out, click the handle down, and then you have to struggle a bit with it in an attempt to get the hand in there. So yeah, not the easiest thing to do. It should go easier with the beam rifle because it's of course a lot smaller. You still kind of have to fight with the plastic a little bit. Aha, that's one in. And now for the other one. It should fit in there eventually, but yeah. When is eventually when you're trying to film something? Oh, no, didn't have it. I think I've almost got it now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ah, ha, ha. Success! I has it. So yeah, here he is in his standard shooting pose. I believe this is also the pose he did when he at Alaska, when he suddenly saved the Archangel. His middle being all up, being all badass. I have returned. So yeah, it's a nice looking pose, but it does look a bit, I don't know, bulky with it, like, rrr. Now, of course, the real thing he does with these two, and what is better than two big guns? Well, one giant gun, of course. Now, for the coup d'etat of the Buster Gundam. Of course, if you've watched the anime, you all know that these two guns can combine to form either a big-ass shotgun or an equally big-ass sniper rifle, depending on how you put them together. Now, I should point out the good news that it's a lot easier for the Buster Gundam to hold the weapons like this. Unlike the separate configuration, this is a lot easier to hold on to. Simply go like that. Seems like this time the connection isn't all that secure. In the original Buster, they were a lot tighter when you formed them together. That big-ass sniper rifle, and you can pull off some really nice poses like this. That, or of course the other way around. And that's also why there are two handles. The back handle can be put in and pulled out, but the front handle will always be sticking out. It doesn't move anywhere. Yeah. Slide that in. And there we go. Probably the biggest shotgun I have ever seen. Once again, this makes for some really nice action poses. So, what do you want when you do action poses? Of course, you want an action base. So they give you this awesome action base connector. Only, it isn't. Which I will show you in an instant. For this review, I'll simply pop these off. Off you go. Now, the problem is, this is of course identical to the 2002 Buster, so this one isn't built to accommodate any kind of action-based connector. Meaning that there's this quite unsightly gap when you want him to connect to an action base. The positive thing is it will connect to both the big scale action bases and the smaller action bases, because both of them come with a connection part that has a little peg on it. I should notice you must have the action base connector with the peg on it. It won't fit as is. And then you simply slide it in there. So yeah, now you can connect him to an action base. The little, yeah, uselessness of this is that the action bases already come with a connector that attaches between his legs, and it works just fine, to be honest. So I think this is kind of useless, because this makes him look quite unsightly. Of course, it doesn't hinder the legs that much, but still, it feels a bit unnecessary. And if I were to pose him, I'd probably go for this clam design anyway. And now, of course, the last feature of the remastered ones, the decals. And man, this guy comes with a lot of them. The only catch is he actually doesn't. Because on a closer look, you see the X-102 Duel, 103 Buster, the 207 Blitz, 303 Aegis, Justice, Freedom, Providence, Saigu, and Jin. So yeah, it comes with stickers for pretty much all of the remastered models. And only comes with two Z.A.F.T symbols here and a symbol for the Archangel. Yeah, hey guys, aren't you forgetting something? This machine was made by the Earth Alliance. So maybe an Alliance sticker would have been handy. Like, for example, if like when you play the games, you will often see Buster Gundams flying for the Alliance. And I mean, why wouldn't they? Oh yeah, like in the Stargazer series, they explicitly mentioned that the Vert Buster was an Alliance Buster converted. Well, it was a converted Alliance Buster, so that means that the Alliance made more Busters. So it would make sense to include an Alliance symbol, only they didn't. Well, all in all, it's still really nice that they included the sticker sheet. So yeah, I'm not gonna hate on that, and it's of course a very nice feature, especially considering that it's still the same price as the original one. Now, as always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Or perhaps more appropriate for the season, do you want this guy underneath the Christmas tree? Well, I'm going to divide the answer into two main parts. First one being, you already have the original Buster. Well, in that case, I'd say don't bother getting it. There just isn't really any reason why you would want to buy the remaster one. First of all, the connection part, kind of laughable if you ask me, because the original connector works better than the one that's included with the remaster one. As for the stickers, yeah, they're a nice feature, but you're not going to buy an entire model kit simply because they threw in some stickers, now are you? The other main feature of the model are the new colors. Well, if you ask me, the colors of the original Buster actually look better, so... Well, other than the nice metallic gray that is. I mean, that's really nice, but still, there isn't really any reason why you would want to get the newer one if you already have the old one. So, now that that's settled, second part, you do not have the original Buster. Well, in that case, by all means, do buy the newer one. Well, I said that I like the original colors better, but this color scheme is still really nice, and like I said, the gray is really nice, a really nice feature. And of course, you also get the stickers, and it's for the exact same price, so you get a bit more with this guy, so I definitely say go for the remaster one. And overall, this is an old model kit, but it's still, well, it stacks up really nice against the newer models, mainly because at the time it was such a good model. So yeah, I can definitely recommend picking this guy up. So, that was Kakarot 197, and see you at the next time. And, I'm not sure, should I already wish you guys Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, or is that too early? Nah, either way, I'm gonna do it. So, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. At least that way, I'm not gonna be too late. So, see you at the next review.